Hello guys, my name is Jack Bannerberg, and today I am here with Erik Mozolik, a retention coach here at MATC. Erik, thank you for joining me and being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, and kind of just to start off with, kind of just in general, since a big part of what I'm doing here is really diving into just everyday strategies to, become a better version of you, especially getting 1% better every day. Could you share your thoughts on that, kind of what you believe in that, and like what your beliefs are in just that getting 1% every day and how you utilize that when you talk to your students or just when you have, talking to anyone in general?
Yeah. I love the concept. I definitely feel like I've been living it the last 6 weeks. There's times in my life where it's that idea has definitely ebbed and flowed. I took it in earnest, this idea that we should be our best selves in somehow, some way, when my kids were really young. And it became very obvious that, my 3 and 8-year-olds were hyper aware of everything that I was doing, well, whether I was in front of them or not. So I had to learn that I had to be my best self so they could learn to be their best selves. And having that extra accountability really motivated me to shift focus in my early 30s and take up fitness again. I had let physical fitness lapse for several years. It's really hard when your kids are young. So I think a big part of me trying to become my best self had to be married to excellent time management skills. It's pretty easy, especially when you're young, to get overcommitted to things. I certainly did in my 20s. And it was a myriad of, a full-time job, part-time job, being married, having young kids, being in school. I mean, I've started and stopped school 3 times since my kids were born. And this you learn pretty quick that you can't be all things to everybody, but it became really important to me to be everything for me, if that makes sense. I really had to reorient that back to myself and not do things that were to somebody else's benefit, but they had to be to my benefit too. So I think I was maybe 32, 33 when I really started to get back into physical fitness. And I really felt that, for a variety of reasons, right? I wanted the health benefits, of course, and I wanted extra energy to have with my kids, but I really truly feel like physical fitness is one aspect of life that you have total control over, right? I come to work, I work with students all day. I do my best to provide excellent service, but certain things are out of my hands. Same thing with my wife. We have to meet halfway on parenting our children, so on and so forth. But I really felt like, okay, if I'm going to take the time, show up to the gym, what I do here for the next 60, 90 minutes, I'm the one in control of it. I'm the one that's going to reap the benefits. So that really became, in some ways, like a creative space for me, really. Or getting back into shape. School has done that on occasion too, but whether or not that I have felt that was the right move for me at the time for either for career advancement reasons or whatever have you, my viewpoint on that's just changed over time.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, just like with the gym and stuff in general is like, I've heard the saying, a strong body can create a strong mind, and just, being able to keep up with your physical health can just really do a lot of great things for you. And just being able to balance that can definitely be very tough. And like you said, as you get older, goals change and priorities change, especially from, young adults like me to older adults like you that now have children and have a wife and have all this stuff to, balance out and everything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been fun to try new things too. Really, when I was playing football and through my 20s, weightlifting was definitely more than cardio. But by my 30s, I realized I can cardio by nature, because it had been so unexplored before that point, I could make some really cool inroads in. So the focus shifted to a more balanced approach of a high intensity workout with maybe 70% cardio, 30% weightlifting. Really, when I started weightlifting again, it was to give myself a break from cardio and just work a different part of my body, and then come back to the cardio. But I think right before the pandemic, I was at a point where I was running, anywhere from 15 to 30 miles a week, depending on the week and what I was training up for. I had run several, I think 6 half marathons. I was training up for a full marathon, and then the pandemic hit. And I remember having a conscious thought sometime that would have been the summer, I think, of 2020, where I was like, wow, boy, I've really have an over-reliance on a gym membership and a physical space to do that I didn't have at home. And my wife had made me promise her, like, you're not going to go back to a gym until we're vaccinated. Okay, fine. And by the time that happened, boy, I was pretty well out of shape. I had gotten a new position here at the college, and priorities shifted away from fitness, and it's just now sliding back to that. So I've been pretty good about sticking to a regimen the last 6 weeks, because I really want to explore that space again. And in a weird way, I feel like, okay, I did it in my 20s and I saw what I could accomplish with my body in my 20s, did it again in my 30s, made some major inroads, saw what I could do with my body then. And now I really want to explore that again in my 40s, if that makes sense. So as I age, I want to see what I can do with what I have left. And so I've definitely embraced this idea of getting that much better every day.